saw the man again on TV, and he said, between two thoughts, the space that exists between two thoughts is infinite possibilities. Between two thoughts exists the infinite of possibilities. You know, that's like reading Benedict Spinoza, that if a thing looks like something to you, perceived by others as something else, well, the thing has taken on many dimensions. Okay, how am I going to use that? How am I going to use Deepak Chopra when he said that between two thoughts exists infinite possibilities? Okay, now that you have said that, I want to know, how am I supposed to process this and put this into a meaningful formula that I could improve the quality of my life? Because if what you say doesn't support life, then why should I listen to it? I live life. I don't live philosophy. And as far as life is concerned, the one thing you must do, which we all should do, is know what to put in your mouth. All the other philosophical structures, they mean absolutely nothing. Because now what you're eating is making you sick. And in the state of disease, what is the state of your mind? What is the state of your soul? What is the state of your spirit? You see, we never seem to couple that, isn't it? But we're going to do that now. We're going to try to do this. We're going to come here and we're going to show you something that our fathers and mothers didn't have to know, but you better know it now. And then the professors, they use it against you. And it happened to me in Washington by a lady by the name of Dr. Steinberg and Dr. Gluck. This lady was used to imposing herself on black people. Because we're limited, you know, slaves, what could you know? Well, this particular day, something occurred in D.C., which a child had sickle cell anemia. The child was sickle cell anemic for 2 years, and she was only 2 years old. She was born with sickle cell. She was trapped. The father snatched the baby out of the hospital and hit the little girl in Silver Spring. I began to treat her. 2.5 months later, close to 3 months, the law caught up with us. The police came and picked me up at 2010 Kendall Street Northeast, DC, the community warehouse. And they got the father and the mother. Now we find ourselves in the hospital. Dr. Steinberg, upon noticing that in the 3 months that I was treating the child, I made a log of everything she ate. She noticed this one particular thing. I didn't give a kilo protein. Boy, did she jump on it. I noticed here that you didn't give a kilo protein. Protein? She said, yes. I said, Dr. Steinberg, are you sure that you want to rest your argument on protein being the base of your premise? She said, yes, unless the great Dr. Sebi believed that protein is an unnecessary food. I said, I don't know anything about protein. I said, you forgot something. I'm the child of that continent that you call Africa. And we didn't know anything about protein then. Do you? What is protein? Protein is one of the 19 amino acids, the building block of life. I said, Dr. Steinberg, That is the response that I get from everyone. That protein is one of the 19 amino acids. But the body needs acids. What could the body do with acids? The body is composed of 102 minerals, not one acid. The body is alkaline. The body is carbon-based. I said, furthermore, being that the body is carbon-based, it is electrical. It moves. And there could be no movement unless that movement is electrical. Now that we understand that the body is electrical, the food that would feed an electric body would necessarily be electrical. How many electrons per atom does protein contain? I don't know. You use protein as your premise. You should know all about it. Do you know that Dr. Steinberg didn't know about protein? And do you know that nobody in the audience knows about protein, neither do I? And why should we know about that? Because they told us that protein is a necessary food. And we believe that. And we begin to consume those things that represent protein. So I said to her, I am forced to ask you another question. What is sickle cell anemia? She said that sickle cell anemia was a disease that was acquired by black people 10,000 years ago in the jungles of Africa. And that our blood went through mutation. I say mutation 10,000 years ago. But 10,000 years ago, we didn't know you guys. You were never in our environment 10,000 years ago. But you said that our blood went through mutation, that's the cause of sickle cell anemia. Dr. Steinberg from the Georgetown Pediatric Hospital in Washington told me that. Naturally, the newspaper wasn't around to hear what this woman who's supposed to be a professional woman is regurgitating. So I said, what is sickle cell? Mutation. I said, but I have a brother that goes around the world and he preaches things and he says things in reference to food and nutrition. His name is Dick Gregory. He said at Camden Hall that God gave us sickle cell to fight malaria. Well, since I know for a fact that God didn't tell Dick Gregory that, he must have gotten that statement from your brother. And the statement that you're giving me is also from your brother. And there are two conflicting statements. One says, God, you says mutation. I'm confused. I say, it's neither God nor mutation. It's the deprivation of iron. Iron fluoride, vegetable iron. Ever since we were removed from the diet that was designed for us in the jungles, as they call it, our body has been deteriorating 500 years ago. Here we are. We're eating food, we call it. Sure, we eat food, but are we being nourished? You see, there is a difference with food and nutrition. Food electrifies the body. Nutrition drags you down. Food drags you down. Nutrition builds you up. Here it is. This is what our parents didn't know and didn't have to know. That is number 7. You see, we live in a mechanical world now, and they have made mechanical everything. Everything we eat in a supermarket is mechanically made. That stuff is naturally made, so we expect to get from it food. We want to be nourished, but you eat, and you eat some more, and your body's telling you better eat some more because I'm hungry. What we didn't know is that we weren't feeding the body, we were feeding our stomach. The 7 represent pH. pH means what? It is the concentration of hydrogen. Ion. That's pH. pH only means the concentration of hydrogen ions in a substance. If that concentration is below 7, and it is 6.9 right here, on this side of 7, below 7, if it's 6.9, that substance is already acid. So as you go down the scale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The closer you get to 1, if you take a substance that the hydrogen concentration is only 1, you're going to die in about 2 minutes. If you take one that is 2, you may live a couple of days or so. If you take one that is 3, you may live a week. If you take it straight, anything with a pH of 3. And do you know where garlic fits? Garlic fits right here. 3.3. Garlic is 3.3 on the hydrogen ion concentration scale. But we eat garlic. Why? Because we believe that it is good. We believe that it is good because somebody told us that it is good. But we didn't have anyone to do the research, the in-depth research. You see, our research is concentrated historical, historical. It's paleontology, archaeology. We spend time with that. But we didn't spend time with the most important part because we didn't know the part it played. But if you take garlic and eat it, it wouldn't kill you right now because the hydrochloric acid is going to break down much of it. It has an acid known as the oxide of allyl, A-L-L-Y-L. This is a very dangerous oxide. If you take garlic and you put it on a bullet and you shoot someone in the leg, you're going to die anyway. The old folks know that if you take a knife and you put garlic on it and you cut someone, they're going to be poisoned and they're going to die. Why garlic is acid? Because it's laboratory made. Anything that is laboratory made has a pH of less than 7. Garlic. Cow milk is 6. Not too bad. Still acid. Tofu is 4. When you eat tofu, let's put cow milk here. All these things we're going to put under acid. When you eat tofu, what tofu will do to you is this. Tofu will enter the body and begin to rob your moisture out of your body. Rob your moisture. Besides robbing your moisture, it's going to rob you of your oxygen. Why? Because tofu is starch. Tofu was made during the year of 1825, is it? By Grigor Mendel. Download this name, put him on the acid side. Mendel. Gregor Mendel. You download him, and he made every beans that we eat. So now, as we look at this tofu business, we find that it is so acid that Mr. Eddie Murphy, first fiancée, her name is Fashawn. She came to me and she said that she was anemic, and she showed me her hands. They were yellow. I gave her Maya. I doubled, I tripled. My hands are still yellow. I said, girl, could I study your case for a while? It took a week. I said, could you come to Florida? She did. The tofu had delivered sulfides in her body. And that sulfide would eat your iron. So I had to remove the sulfide. And the only way that I could remove the sulfide from her body, I had to give her something known as what? Sodium fluoride. That's come from a plant called the blue vervain. 2 days later, her hand was pink because of tofu. Do not, under any circumstances, give this to your children. Milk or the powder. It is extremely dangerous. So now, why is it that we are subjected to this side of this pH scale? Because we have no connection with mama like the elephant did, right? So now the man that put us over here, he knows that if we eat this, we would always be under his control because we can't see. It's like putting diesel in a gasoline car. It's not going to run too far. So, why did this happen? Why didn't he continue, why did the man that brought us over here didn't eat this, which is these are natural grains. Amaranth, teff, wholemeal, quinoa. Why did we have to go over here? What reason? Is it that the people that eat these things are acid just like the thing they eat? Well, listen to this carefully. There is a book written by Mr. Pablo Arriola, isn't it? How to Get Well. In page 190, he states that if your ancestors are European, your body is programmed to digest milk properly. But if your ancestors are African, your body is not so programmed to digest milk. So he's telling us there is a difference, and we have to be careful, because that difference plays havoc on your life. It does things to the family. It divides you. You think it divides you from your wife? No, 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 no. It divides you from this. It divides you from this. You're thirsty. I mean, you are thirsty. You want to drink water. And you have to drink this water. But from your hands to this bottle, you're suffering with rheumatoid arthritis. Pick it up. You can't. Telling us that we are divided within ourselves. Why? I have rheumatoid arthritis. I can't pick it up because my fingers are hurting me. Now, what are the chances between you on your loved one. If the chances of you divided is so easy in yourself, but the chances with you and another is greater. You see? Why? Because we've been eating this. Starch. Brothers and sisters, starch come after you in different forms. You bring it in spaghetti. You bring it in rice. Cane juice has the highest concentration of starch. What starch does to the body? It clogs the body. It obstructs. It eats away on your knees, on your hips, where by the time you get to my age, your knees are like, hey, you gotta watch it, because it hurts. It hurts you. It's painful. And you don't know what to do because the doctors are not telling us the truth. Because my knee used to crack when I was 30. But that all left. So now we want to know what could have happened. Well, as far back as we know in all the historical books and the religious books, they claim that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. That's what they say. But if this is so, that the herbs are for the healing of the nation, why is it that my brother, who was a Christian preacher for 30 years, when he got sick, he went to the doctor to get an injection? What was happening in his brain that compelled him to turn his back on God Almighty that he worshiped, to go to a doctor? What could have happened to my brother? When my mother called me and said, hey, you have to go see your brother, I said, Mom, this man is a preacher. This is the position you wanted me to occupy. You asked me to be the preacher. I tell you, no, I want to be something better than that. She said, what? I said, I do. My brother, he jumped the gun. He said, I'm going to be the preacher. But he was cruel. He was very cruel. He used to beat his children really bad. One of his child ran away young. And he became the preacher, preaching to people of the gospel. But yet, when he got sick, he went to the doctor and he died 21 years ago. I, who he said was the sinner, that was okay with me. A bunch of folks called me sinner, and I'll take that like that. But why am I the one that is carrying out the mandate that he should have carried out? Well, because I didn't go to school. I became an engineer, and they wanted to know, how do you become an engineer not going to school? I said, that was easy. On the job training. So now that we know that the pH scale showed that anything above 7 is alkali, right? So you put acid over here, alkali over here, alkalinity represents electricity. The body is electrical. You cannot heal anyone unless you raise the resonance in the body to vibrate, to fight the disease. You want energy, you want strength. Chemical doesn't bring energy or strength. That can only be obtained from a plant that is natural. But since in our world, they give us peppermint over here. peppermint. They give us comfort. They give us aloe vera. These are plants, right? They are plants. Well, what's the difference with these plants and this one? What is the difference with these plants and this? These are alkaline. But in their state of alkalinity, something else occurs with a natural plant. A natural plant sends its root into the ground. This is the root of the plant. This is the soil. A natural plant sends its root sometimes 5, 6, 7 inches of feet, sometimes 200 feet in the ground. And as they send the root into the soil, the natural plant, being that it is electrical, it converts the mineral from the soil, from a solid state to a liquid, digestible substance. Scientists call that, according to Edward Shultz, iontrophoresis. Iontrophoresis? Boy, what a word. Yes, you got it. Iontrophoresis. Iontrophoresis is the conversion action from a natural plant to it, from the soil to it. But an artificial plant like carrots, I'll put carrots over here. Carrot, or any one of these plants, they do not send their root into the ground 4 and 5 feet, 2 inches only. Why? Because they cannot convert the minerals from the soil into their body and electrify you, because they are made in a laboratory. You know, it's like a paper bag that is made of paper, and you throw it on the ground, it rains, the sun, it rains, the sun, it recycles again. But if you throw plastic, it stays there for 1,000,000 years because it's made of starch. Nature doesn't receive what it didn't make. Nature only received into her bowels that which she made. So now we should begin to ask the question. If we were not eating from this side, what state are we in? You see, this is why the little time that Lisa Lopez spent on the journey of healing, she went on the fast, and she said that when she came from out of the fast, she said that the only giving should be compassion, because she could see the deficit that we're living. We cannot get angry at no one or anyone, because we all are recipient of the adulterated sperm. We were born sick. We do sick things to each other. Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what he did? I can't believe that. No, you can't, because you're thinking that the level of morality